hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee, this Jaylee's Corner. This is our review for 90 Day Fiance the other way. Okay, it is 4:23 in the morning, but I'm like, I want to get it done because tomorrow Tails is back on and other shows, so I knew I would not have time to do it tomorrow. So let's get it done now. And I can hopefully be in bed by like 5:15 and enough for work by 11, then to work by 12:30. Let's hope. Anyway, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a OJ bird. Okay, I don't have it in me, y'all, but okay. I don't have pictures. I do, but I'm like, because these are newer people, so I want to kind of like put who it is. So we have this dude whose name I can't pronounce. Is Jihoon. I think it's Jihoon. I know I'm probably also pronouncing it wrong, but y'all know who it is. And then his girl, well, I believe her name is Deavan, but I'm probably pronouncing it wrong too. But it is what it is. Let me make her picture smaller, y'all. Just bear with me. I was not prepared. So we know that they met. She got pregnant after a couple weeks, and now they're getting married. This is basically what it is. So we see her on the way to the airport with her daughter to pick up him and his parents, who will be here for around 2 weeks. And even though she lives in Utah, they're going to spend the time in Vegas because she wants to make a good impression on the family. Now, she lives with like her mom and them, so she rented like an Airbnb house for them to stay at so they can be comfortable. Okay, so on the way to the airport, she brings up how her daughter's very rambunctious. Okay, she's very yay or whatever. This extra. She don't listen. Okay, she needs manners. She needs manners. It is what it is. So she gets to the airport. Okay, I need you to hold my hand. Little girl ain't listening. She can't find them. She can't find the gate. They supposedly got in 45 minutes ago. She then starts crying because her daughter's on the floor, just sprawled about, like these or whatever. And so she's like, oh my God. So she's crying, crying, crying. Like, I can't believe this is what they're going to come into. And then he sees her and he sees she's crying, like, oh, I'm here. It's okay. I'm here. It's okay. What's wrong? She's like, oh, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong. He like, why the fuck is she crying? Like, what's going on? That she up here crying. I don't get what's happening around here. I said, sir, I don't get it either. Anyway, the parents get there and they like, why is she crying? He like, I don't know why she crying. Like maybe she's emotional because she's seeing y'all. No, her daughter's bad as fuck and she don't know how to contain her daughter. And she is worried that you may see that and not like that. I honestly feel like her daughter needs attention. Maybe some, she needs some therapy. Okay, calm her down a little bit. I think it's not her being a bad mom and the kid is being, bad. I think she needs, I think something need to be done. Okay, let's say that. Anyway, so, they go to the little Airbnb house or whatever. But the mama, like, on the way, leaving the airport, the mama, like, she has a kid or whatever. We see the dad saying how, what do you say? Saying to the little girl, yeah, grandpa, granddad. I'm like, no, y'all only like her mama that much, so kind of fuck down with that bull crap. So, let me do this other video. This is Love and Hip Hop. Okay, there we go. So, but the mom was saying, her having another child, will be frowned upon in Korea. Like, that's just not what we would be doing there. And so it's kind of different knowing that she has a whole baby in the streets. And I'm like, girl, yeah, she has a whole baby, but it's not like, it's a crazy thing that she has a whole baby. It's just a little regular baby. Just a little regular baby. And so, again, they're on their way to the house. And, he likes that we stay at like a little house. Like, what kind of house is it that we're staying at? And, she's like, I rent a house like a nice house. It's a nice house or whatever. So they get there and she's like, I hope, the family likes it. I hope they don't think, she said, because if they don't like it, they can think that I'm not trying hard enough to get them to like me or whatever. But it was a nice little house, truth be told. So the family, his mom and dad, is like, oh, it's like a mansion. Oh wow, there's so many rooms, there's so many. Where do we sleep? She's like, it's 3 bedrooms. Y'all can pick any of the 3 bedrooms or whatever. And so G1, Jihoon, G. G bring up how, this is luxury, and we have a very small place. It's not any hot water, so I feel like she's gonna have a whole this shock coming to my country because this is amazing here, and we don't have that there. Like, we have very, very little space. You know what I'm saying? He like, the house has 2 stories. It has hot water. It's spacious. It's a washer and dryer here. What? So he's just very, very shocked, and his parents are happy too. So everybody goes to bed. Okay, go to bed, everyone. And when they go to bed, the the little girl, I guess he put in the other room. I'm not sure how her daughter got in the other room for her to say, "Hey, go get the baby." He said, "Oh, the baby, something's wrong," and he rubs her belly. She's like, "No, no, no, my baby, go get her. Like, she has to sleep in here with us. She has to sleep in between us." He was like, "Sleep in here, like between us?" And she's like, "Yes." First of all, I would not let my child sleep in between me and this man. No, 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 no. You don't know that man yet, girl. If you need to sleep with your daughter, I get that, but your daughter should not be sleeping in between you and some man. It just should not happen. So he don't get why she wants the daughter to come sleep in the bed with them. She then says, "Well, she sleeps with me every night." He's like, "What? Like, why?" She then says, "I slept in my parents' bed until I was 7." See, because her parents let her sleep in bed until she was 7, she think that shit normal. Your kids should not be in your bed every night until they're that age, unless you have a one-room shack. Okay, that's the only reason to say we had one room, one bed, so everyone slept in the same bed. But if your kid has their own bed, they should be in their own bed. Okay, all up and through. And he like, "We know what? What if we want to have like a long time?" She's like, "For what?" He's like, "A long time. Get it? Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or whatever." She's like, "We will just go on to the other room." He's like, "Oh, okay." He said, "We will go into the other room a lot. Okay, a whole lot." I'm like, that means he's horny and he wants sex. And even though you're pregnant, he wants to still have sex with you. And I feel like she don't want to have sex with him now that he's heard this shit. So let me put my daughter in the middle of us so that he can, maybe not get the vagina. The vagina. Okay. But he said, okay. And she said, "You get what I mean? That, she has to sleep with us because that's what happens or whatever." He said, "Okay, that's fine. But we going to be going into the other room a whole lot." I said, "Well, I guess he told her we was going to do." So that's the newer couple that, I'm like, I don't know if y'all know. We also had Aladdin, or Aladin. I think it's Aladin. So Aladin, we see his version of things from Qatar. Is it Qatar? I think it is Qatar. Because he's dating Laura. So yes, Qatar. So he's 29, lives in Qatar. He does personal training and whatever. So he brings up how, here I look good. I'm always like a Brad Pitt, attractive guy. And, I always keep myself looking good, good, good. I've always had a lot of girlfriends, whatever. And then I met my wife, Laura. And I met Laura. And, since she makes me happy, sometimes she makes me mad. But, even though she's older, she's what I like. I like her blonde hair and her blue eyes. I said, oh, okay. So, he brings up how they met online. She had pretty pictures, so he, liked her and sent her a friend request or whatever. And then they were talking. He said when she came to see him in person, that she was just shorter than what he thought she was going to be. But again, he liked her. He said, so after 3 days, I proposed. And then after 9 days, we got married. And I was like, okay. Now, see, this is my thing. I don't know how long it's been that they've been talking, because the pictures of them two together, she looks younger. Now, I know some people say that white folks, age like milk. I don't say that, others do. And I feel like she looks like 10 years older in these photos than she did in the ones he was showing. I don't have time to find the photos, but I'm like, y'all know what it was. Anyway, and not saying that she looks bad here. I'm just saying she does not look as young and as snatched as she do in the photos of them together. So I'm wondering, like, how long has it been since they've been, back and forth or whatever. He brings up how, we in my country, you can't, you can't get jiggy, unless you're, man and wife or whatever, unless you're married. So before marriage, we do any jiggy jiggy. But after we got married, we did a lot of jiggy jiggy, and she like my jiggy jiggy. I say, do you mean sex, sir? Is it just sex? He didn't want to say sex or intercourse. He said, saying just, what you do with your partner. I'm like, it's sex. It's penis in the vagina. It's okay, sir. You're an adult. Anyway, he brings up how he wants to be with her forever, how he misses her. He can't wait for her to come to his country. I think it's a whole different thing when a person wants you to come to their country and they don't live in America. Because most people try to get here. Like, no tea, no shade. Most people try to come here. So for him to say, like, I want to be with her and I want her here, I'm like, oh, okay. He likes her. He wants to be with her. Younger men do like older women. It's not like it's crazy. And I don't think she's rich, to my knowledge. So we shall see. Anyway, we do see him like at the barber salon getting waxed all up on his face and getting the black sticky stuff on his face and pulled off and his face getting yanked off. But we see him hanging out with a friend and she video calls him. He's like, oh, hey, baby, or whatever. And then, she sees his friend who's there, the dude. And he brings up how sometimes she gets really jealous. And sometimes he has to take pictures with the people he's with so she can see that he's with who he say he is with, because she has trust issues. That she has trust issues from her past relationship that she's bringing into this. And, that part is very frustrating or whatever. He brings up how on social media, whenever he has a new person following him, she will ask him, well, who was that person? I'm like, do you know how much time it takes to figure out all person's new friends? Because the shit, girl, sometimes it's in alphabetical order. I mean, sometimes it's not. I'm like, who has time to check and say, oh, you got one new follower? Who is she? A fucking follower. Okay. Anyway, so he brings up how, they be arguing sometimes too. And he says she sometimes, she doesn't want to listen. She just talks. So if we're having a disagreement, she's not listening to me. She's just talking at me. Say so for like a day or two, I'll block her. I'll block her so she can't talk to me, and it'll calm her down. And then when we do talk, she's able to listen. He said that's it keeps happening. This is what we keep doing. He brings up like, I know she has these trust issues, and if she don't fix it when she get here, Houston, we have a problem. Or, well, yeah, we have a problem regardless. So, we then see back in the States, Laura in the sex toy shop. Okay, she's at Priscilla's. I've been to Priscilla's. They have some nice things. Anyway, so she in there saying, she said, because in Qatar, sex is it's not frowned upon, but it's not like celebrated. She's like, so, over there, they're not as adventurous as we are here. So I need to bring some things there to make sure that I am sexually fulfilled over there. She brings up how she had to tell Aladin that he was not really satisfying her sexually, how sometimes she would fake it to end it. I say, we do that sometimes. We do that a lot of times, honey. So she said, I'm going to bring some things that just kind of helps along. She gets like a little vibrator and a little massage vibrator. And then she gets a book called Sex for Dummies. And then she gets some coochie cream. Coochie cream, what I thought it was, let me stop. This is not a sex ed. Let's just not do that. Anyway, so yeah, she got some coochie cream, which I believe is to tighten things. She was saying how it was something for waxing. But I'm like, I don't think that's what coochie cream is. I don't. But we shall see. Anyway, so, she brings about, because I faked orgasming with him, I just want him to be able to, satisfy me when I'm there. I don't want it just to be him having a good time. I want to have a good time too. I tell you all the time, if you are having sex with anybody and you are not having an orgasm, you are wasting your time. Okay? That's for your 20s. When you first start having sex, that's when you go, okay, I'm not really having an orgasm because no one may know what they're doing. But now, at certain ages, I'll be damned if I have sex with anybody. And, girl, this is not what it's about. Anyway, so she packing to go over there, her little, extra read all about it from Priscilla's. Okay, so next up, who do we have? Corey and Evelyn. Corey and Evelyn, he really, went ahead and, went over there and, do we have a picture up? Do I have a picture of him? Yeah, I do. He made it there, and she told him how oh, you can take the bus to get here. That's what you can do. So he brings up how he took 3 planes and 2 buses. So she not at the bus stop for me. I'm gonna be pretty upset. So we see him on the bus, this little rickety bus on his way to her in is it in Gaba? Girl, I don't know. Y'all not worried with names and words. It's like I can't read sometimes. It's so weird, but it's also damn the 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, she back in her village, she's talking to her family, whatever. She brings up how the reason she did not go meet him at the airport was because she's like, I want him to be able to depend on himself and not be dependent on me to get him around. Like he needs to learn the language. He needs to get used to, if he's gonna be here, he need to get used to being here and not having to consistently be with me. I get what she means, but it still comes off like as if she's being bitchy. It just is what it is. The family like, girl, he left his whole life. He saw all his stuff. He quit his job to be with you, girl. That means he loved you, girl. Well, I'm just scared he's gonna propose to me. I don't want him to propose to me because until he can show me he can adapt to living here, I don't want to melt. I don't want to marry him. I get it, but her delivery sometimes was a bit, I'm saying, it's a cutthroat. So he gets to town, and Evelyn is waiting there with, a happy face. She's happy to see him. He's happy to see her. He's like, so why didn't you meet me in the airport? Like, was it a test? Something? She's like, yeah, you passed. Like you were able to get here, on your own accord. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, happy to be here. Okay, let's go. She then says how they're not going back to her place, how they're going to walk to her grandmother's house, which is 20 minutes up the road with all his bags. And because they're fixing the roof, he said, well, she supposedly has like a little apartment or whatever near the water or whatnot, but I guess we're not going there. We're walking to her grandmother's house because grandma's house was the closest to the bus stop. So they walk in the stray dogs everywhere, barking. Is pigs walking around. It's all free, and I'm like, okay. Anyway, they get to grandma's house. Grandma's house doesn't really have real walls or a real ceiling. Like it's not like a real. It's a real house. I'm not saying it's not a real house. What I'm saying is, like that's the house. Like that's not the basement. That's the house. That's like around. That's like right around the living room. So, in these some of these countries, it's like hut like. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have like a real ceiling, but it's enough coverage for you. And he's like, oh, okay, okay. So the grandma has like made this spot up for him to sleep. Evelyn bought them new sheets. Okay, that's like, I don't know if that's real brick or fake brick. I think it's fake brick. Or they maybe just built bricks around it. And she's like, this is the bed I've made up for you. And he's like, oh, okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, grandma. So then he's like, do we have like any mosquito net or anything like this? Are there like, do we have that? Like, I have a bug zapper. Like, is there a plug around here? She's like, there's a plug in the living room, but my grandma, has made. I'm not gonna have her, find a cord for you. Like, all. I'm like, girl, because his thing was, I don't want to get bit up by mosquitoes because there's no real. The windows aren't like windows, like nothing is enclosed. Like they're it's just openness, so any bug can like just get in. But that's how it is sometimes. And so she's like, well, the bugs won't eat you because your attitude will be the repellent. You know what I'm saying? We don't get bit by mosquitoes here. I'm like, y'all, that's not, it can't. Some mosquitoes don't bite there. Or y'all just used to it. I don't know. Anyway, why didn't you bring your own bug spray? And, I'm like, why is she being this a bitch to him? But she like, I just feel like he's being inconsiderate. Like, my grandma made this whole bed for him and this whole room or whatever. And I'm like, ain't no walls, really. Like, it's like, ain't no real walls. But he said, if I want to be with her, I have to kind of suck it up and, just accept it for what it is. I say, you know what? All right. I don't think it's too hard to ask if we have a mosquito net so that I don't get bit up by mosquitoes. She then said, oh, I hate mosquito nets. shut up, Evelyn. Like, I feel like she just messing with him. Like, I feel like she wants him to have a rough go at it to see if he really wants to stay. That's what I feel like she's doing. And then last but not least, Paul and Karine. Paul and Karine go baby shopping. Okay, mainly because Paul didn't bring shit for the baby when he got there. And so they in like a little store, whatever, and he like, so what do we need? She's like, everything. And we need everything in here. And then he like, well, okay. So she points to like a little stroller or whatever. And he like, that stroller costs 8 million, whatever their denomination money is there. He said, I can't afford that. And then she's like, Paul, we need this stuff. So he said, well, I can't pay for that. Like, I don't have enough money to pay for that particular item. He then said, like, she said, well, you need to get a job. He said, I can't work here. I don't have a visa. Like, once my visa's approved, I can then legally work here and I can start making money here. But until then, I can't make any money here. We have to live off the savings that I have. He like, so how about, we can get this thing. It's like a baby bath. Like, this thing is like, it's the equivalent of $100 in our money, but it was like $300 in their money. And so, but it was like it was a big baby bath thing. He said because they only have a shower, they don't have a tub, and so they need something to the baby bath. And I'm like, why wouldn't you get like a little basin thing? Like, not all. It was a huge thing, in my opinion. I'm like, and you can also put the baby like in a little thing in the sink. Like, it's an infant. The infant don't need no whole big old bath. Like, you need, like, the little tub thing. Like, it's not big at all. So, but he got this big old thing that, to me, is like a bassinet more than anything else. But he says it was a bath thing. I don't know. And I do feel like y'all don't need a crib. You need to get you a bassinet. Okay, for now, because y'all ain't got no money. But I mean, I don't know. So we see that whole thing. Paul then says, I got a letter from, the visa people or whatever. I want to open it away from Karine just so that she's not, I gotta sneeze. So that, she's not stressed about it. And so he's like walking off to open up his letter or whatever. And he opens it and it's a denial. He was denied, citizenship there because he was accused of terrorist acts or some kind of terrorism, or because I think that crime he did back in the day when he like set somebody's stuff on fire. I guess it was a form of terrorism. He's like, what? Denied for what? And I have 10 days. What? So he had 10 days to address the denial or fix it, and in 10 days he would have to leave the country. Oh my God. Fuck. Karine is gonna be pissed. I don't know. I cannot believe this. I need a minute. I just need a minute. He then runs off of his flip flops, and I'm like, he running in the dirt in flip flops. I'm like, that it just looks, and he run like a snake would run if it had feet when it's in the jungle trying to get away from somebody. He was like skirt away. I'm like, they like, Paul, don't do this, because I think he ran off on the first time he was on here, and that's how the episode went off. Paul and Karine are together somewhere. I just don't know if they're in America or if they're there. So we shall see. Or if they maybe move to a different country. Maybe they move to a country in between. I'm not sure. But, we shall see what else happens. Anyway, that was the whole review. Okay, I'm done, y'all. Good night. I'll be in bed by 5. Yay! Okay, peace.